What's up, Van Fam? It is Ben Price back at you today, and for the first time officially on camera,
Hannah Kane with Vominos.
Yeah, so Hannah's been helping us out for quite some time here at Vominos Fans. We're actually a few weeks away from your 1 year anniversary, which I am super excited for. First one to last a year. No one else could hack it. We are here today at Torrey Pines in San Diego, so I apologize if there is some background noise. It's a very popular area to visit. So this is episode 3 of Building Braxton. Again. I of course wanted to show you guys a lot more of the whole process, but Hannah and I were a little bit more focused on getting the build done and ready for Tiny Fest, so sorry about that. But good news is we're actually going to be offering kits so that you guys can do this on your own at your home, and that means that I will have step-by-steps available, and we'll publish all those on YouTube and whatnot for all you guys, so do not fret. You will get a chance to see the whole process, and I'm gonna stop talking about it so much, and let's just jump into the tour.
Is Braxton. Let me give you a tour. So front to back, first things, we have our passenger seat is on a swivel, so you can sort of make a living room area here. We can do that in pretty much any van. Coming over here, we have a small absorption fridge. We've just got some waters left over from the trade show here. The drawers up here, unfortunately, are not functional for this. We did have to build this out in 4 weeks. So we had to cut a couple corners. But if we take over here, just general under sink storage, we have our 2.5 gallon fresh and gray water tanks here and a full working sink. Over here, we obviously have our bench seat. There are 2 seat belts under here, so you can seat 4 people. And this actually turns into the bed. And now you have a full-size bed, sleep this way. 2 adults can sleep very comfortably. Super easy to use, easy to set up and break down. So going over here, talking about our electrical system. This one, like I said, we built it out in 4 weeks. So we did use some leftovers for this to build up this guy. We've got just a small control panel here with a couple plugs and everything. Going forward, we will be using the EcoFlow all-in-one system. Super easy to use, super easy for us to install. We're very excited about that, and we'll have a separate video going into all those details. Going over here to our cabinets. So everything is made out of lightweight aluminum, sheet aluminum bent and riveted together. We've got storage here. And now moving here into the back, we've got 2 more of the same storage shelves here, and here you can access all of this storage here. There's a little cubby down here going all the way back this way. And one little fun and functional feature we have in here is a dimmable reading light. You can change the color temperature, and there is also a USB port on the bottom. I did also sort of throw these curtains together just for the trade show for a little blackout. Going forward, they will be insulated and completely blackout, much higher quality. And coming back here, we have a ton of storage. We've got a gear tunnel that goes all the way back, and we have a ton more storage here under the bed. This could be open storage, or we could do some slide-out drawers or a slide-out table, kind of options like that.
All right, cool. So that is, I guess, the first official unveiling of Braxton, at least on social media. You know, if you weren't at Tiny Fest this weekend, which was really, really exciting. It was my first trade show bringing one of my companies to. You know, I've been to them before, but not as a vendor, so that was really exciting. and it was Hannah's first official trade show.
Yep.
What'd you think?
It was awesome.
Yeah.
The response of people like seeing our build and just being so as excited as we are about it was just like it was just really cool.
Yeah, I agree. You know, we've been mentioning through this series that this build happened like way faster than it should have, but relatively smoothly. You know, there were bumps and snags like anytime you're designing something from scratch and on a deadline. But you know, we kind of set our minds to it, and we got it all done. And you know, there were a few things that, you know, we didn't get to finish, of course, but those were things that we've done before. We've proven we know how to do, like make curtains and drawers. Like, I don't think anyone really questioned us on whether or not their model was gonna have working drawers or not. Valid question, although. Yeah, what were some of the like biggest, I guess, comments that people had on the van?
So a lot of people I noticed liked the size of this one.
Mm-hmm.
They felt it was more manageable driving wise than some of the bigger ones. Because it's a simpler build, there's not a lot of complicated things that they have to deal with.
Yeah, it's a little bit easier to manage.
Yes, especially for someone who is maybe newer to van life like I am.
Yeah.
It's not so overwhelming with all of the bells and whistles.
Yeah, it's not a Swiss Army knife with like 100 different attachments, and you're never even gonna understand what like half of them are for.
Right.
Yeah, what about, so we, you know, we definitely got the comments that because it was a smaller vehicle, it'd be like easier to maneuver, easier to park. What did people think about the height of this one?
Some people liked the height, but a lot of people also maybe were like, oh, well, I can't stand up in it.
Yeah, but
then we do have a high roof option. So we would throw on a 30-inch fiberglass rigid high top.
Yeah.
And there's about, what, 7 feet of standing room in there?
Yeah, before we do installation with like insulation, ceiling, floor, and all that kind of stuff, I think technically it's 6'11", and we'll take out, I don't know, maybe like 2 inches, maybe more, depending on how the customer decides to do the flooring and the ceiling. But I personally don't know anyone even close to that tall. I'm 6'3". My last build that I did a high roof on was, I actually did a custom high top, so I made it exactly the height that I wanted, and that was 6'7" on the inside, and that was plenty for me. So no matter what, unless, you know, I'm sorry you're that tall, there's just only so much I can do. I'm very sorry. I'll do a custom high top for you if you really are that high, that tall. So how about the aluminum, right? Like a lot of builders are using 3/4 inch plywood. I used to too. But now our builds are, the majority of them are out of sheet aluminum. So what did people think about that?
As soon as I said, yeah, oh, this is made out of aluminum, most people are like, oh, wow, it must be so much lighter.
Yeah.
And yes, it is.
Yeah.
40% lighter.
40% lighter. Yeah, one of the other comments that I actually got a lot, which I was a little surprised by, but a little not, was people were shocked that we were able to design and build this thing in 4 weeks, you know, including, you know, the kind of mistakes or really just iterations that go into prototyping. So if we were able to design and build this whole thing in 4 weeks, that means once we really get our process down and there's no guesswork or anything like that, we're really going to be able to crank these things out. Now, of course, you know, there were some things that we did leave off, so we would, you know, add time onto that. But the point being is, you know, right around 4 weeks, right, there's some things we didn't do, but there's some things we had to do twice. Right now, our base model, which is what we're sitting in, you know, we're looking roughly around a 4-week turnaround period, which is pretty awesome to be able to offer you guys that. Okay, so back to Tiny Fest. What were some of the like questions or concerns that some people had about our builds?
Sure. So when I said, oh, it's, you know, we made it out of aluminum, people were like, oh, great, it's super strong, all that.
Really light, yeah.
But they were concerned, oh, how loud is it though?
Right, yeah, because aluminum can make things echo quite a bit. It's not a quiet material, yeah.
Right. But when we got in the van to drive it up to Tiny Fest, I think we were about an hour into the drive
like that, yeah.
Before we realized, like, hey, this is silent.
Yeah, we didn't even know. We like completely forgot that we hadn't really driven the van anywhere. Not anywhere. We'd driven it around our neighborhood where the shop was, but not any distance and not at any highway speeds. And that's kind of one of the first things that you do when you take a van out for the first time is, it's a shakedown test. Do you want to see how much it's going to rattle and vibrate or not? And it was so quiet that we just straight up forgot about that part of the process, which is, I'm glad that it was a prototype and it was us and not a client, and we forgot to do that, but
sure.
Great surprise.
Amazing surprise.
Yeah. What other kind of questions or concerns did people have?
People were concerned about sleeping.
How specifically, what do you mean?
They, looked into the van and said, "Oh, I don't know. I'm tall. I don't know if I can sleep in here."
Yeah.
But once I displayed, folded out the bench, put in the cushions, and said, "Hey, my boss has slept in here, and he's 6'3", and his feet don't hang out the bed." Yeah. They were really excited about that.
Yeah, I think. Maybe it was the same for you as it was for me, but I think people saw this as like a normal futon, and they thought that they were going to be sleeping like east-west in the van, and they had no idea that there was anything behind the bench. They thought it was just like completely empty and open. So yeah, when we pulled it out and showed like, oh yeah, the other half of the bed is already there, you just didn't know it. They're like, oh, okay. And then, we did kind of point out that with the high top, there would be a second bed upstairs. What kind of reactions did you get about that?
People were definitely excited about that too. They were like, oh, so I could, I can travel with my whole family and I don't have to have people out in a tent or somewhere.
Because one of the big benefits of this layout is you just have built-in extra seating, so you can travel with 4 people, but then it comes time to sleep and it's like, well, tough luck, guys. Like, you should have bought your own van. No, if you do get the high roof, will have a second kind of penthouse suite up top. And actually, I don't know if we're going to end up doing this ourselves or whatnot, but because that high top does kind of extend over the cab, some people actually with very small children, like babies, infants, maybe toddlers, you could use that even as a 3rd bedroom.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, which not everyone does, kind of one of those options, but yeah, we'll see how that shakes out. So what were some other kind of comments or questions that people had about the build, since it is a little bit more simple?
Yeah, a lot of people were asking, where's the toilet and where's the shower?
Yeah, okay, so valid questions. Again, this is a base model, right? Everything you need, nothing you don't. We're gonna have a lot of options for bigger vans, more feature packed, right? For people who do want that kind of stuff, including a composting toilet and a built-in shower. This one particular does not have it. In the extended version, we've got more room for some cabinetry right here that, we can put a composting toilet in. This particular build has a road shower up on the roof rack, but we can also build those showers into the back of the van like we have on previous builds. We also had a lot of people asking if we can put solar on the vans. I don't know why that was such a big question. That one was surprising to me, but yes, we can put solar on the vans for sure. That's pretty much going to be a standard option. Not even an option. We're pretty much just going to do solar on all of them. That's the right way to do it. But yeah, just to that point, right, this is a base model, and then you're going to be able to spec up from here. So toilets, showers, solar, roof decks. We've got an awning on this one. We will have either, on the website or somewhere, we're going to have all of the options listed out with price. Give me a little bit to develop that. There's still just 2 of us, but that is coming. So to the big question, money, how much does this thing cost? Not including the van, everything that you see here would be about $35,000 for us to do all the work. You don't have to do anything. And one of the cool things that we were able to offer people is financing. No, we are not a financing company. We got that question quite a bit because it said on our banners and everything we offer financing. No, we just have a third-party company that we work with. Of course, for those of us who don't have $35,000 of cash sitting around, that will, make getting into this kind of investment a little bit more affordable for you. And speaking of affordability, I didn't really get this question as much at the trade show, although people did ask. I got this question a lot more on Facebook, which was, will we be selling kits? And before I let a few of these photos leak on Facebook, we weren't planning on it. We were just going to do full builds because that's pretty much what people contacted us for. But I let a few of the photos leak on Facebook on one of the 4x4 van groups, and I was overwhelmed a little bit. Very surprised, and it was a lot of fun, but did not expect it. So many people were asking if we were going to build kits. We had about 600 likes in like 24 hours. People were DMing me, all the comments were blowing up. So yeah, if $35,000 is still a little bit too much for you, give me a few weeks and we're gonna start offering DIY kits where you're essentially just gonna get the aluminum. We're gonna cut it all out, we'll bend everything, get it ready for you, and then again with videos, right, this is the thing we do, with videos we'll teach you guys how to assemble it and install it yourself, so stay tuned for that. Now that was kind of most of the common questions and concerns that I think Hannah and I got. If you guys have any comments or concerns with our builds, please drop those in the comments below. We'll be more than happy to answer. The short answer is whatever it is that you're looking for, yeah, we've got some kind of solution for that. We're really just trying to kind of give everyone the, you know, the absolute baseline, and then like I said, we can go up from there. Now, if you guys have been following along on the channel or on Instagram, you may know that we are offering these as actual investment packages. Now, most van companies, right, of course, will just sell you a van and say good luck. But we're all aware of the peer-to-peer rental industry that's popped up, like Airbnb, and we're going to help you do the same thing with your vans if you so choose. No pressure. You can earn as much or as little as you want. It's all up to you and how much effort you want to put into it. But I've been renting my vans for the last 5 years or so, and I've learned a lot. I've made a lot of mistakes and learned a lot of things on how to really run a strong, successful peer-to-peer rental business. So if you're one of the people who would like to become a real estate investor, stay tuned. We're gonna have another video more specifically on that and how you can get involved. But you know, Tiny Fest, of course, was the first time we were unveiling Braxton to the public, but also the first time we were really promoting the whole real estate investor thing. So Hannah, what kind of responses did you get?
When people, either when I said it or when people read real estate investor, a lot of people got a chuckle out of that, which I liked. But people were excited. They were like, oh wow, so I can, you know, make money while I'm not using my van, you know, on off weekends, or yeah, I can fully earn my money back. And they were excited.
Yeah, exactly. Whether you just want to pay for your insurance, you want to pay for the whole thing, or this even becomes a whole business for you, side hustle or main job. Actually, it is our next client that we're going to start her build this week. She's only ordered one so far, but we've already talked. You know, her plan is to buy a lot of them. I don't know how many. I don't want to say it out loud. But a lot of them, you know, just gonna see how it goes. But you know, we're confident. Obviously, I've been through this, and very excited to help you guys. So stay tuned for that video. I think that's about all we've got for you guys today. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching the video. It really means a lot to have your support. We are a small company making this happen, so wouldn't be able to do it without you guys. It really is a dream job come true. And I want to pass that along. I know Hannah wants to pass that along. Yes. We want to keep doing this so we can help you guys. So help us help you. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, leave us a comment, share it with a friend. Follow us at Vamanos Vans on Instagram. And guys, I am Ben Price.
I'm Hannah Kane.
We are Vamanos Vans, and thank you again, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.